Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here, Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Yeah. Uh, what a market today. Up and down all over FOMC and the Dixie spiking. The ratio between the 2-year and 10-year spiking. The gold to silver ratio is spiking. I mean, this looks a bit scary to me. However, we should quickly do the scoreboard. Then we do the Twitter stuff. And then I have 5 stocks for you: 3 uranium, 2 gold and silver. That has a decent setup, and you can use them as you may. If you find one, super. If not, then it is what it is. Okay. Silver again with a nasty, down a bit of a wig at the bottom, but anyway, down 2.6% today. I don't think this will hold. I do think we have low prices in the making. The reasoning is also the gold to silver ratio, which we'll look at very shortly. Also, gold here again dipping below, roughly 1% down today, and I also think gold could be going lower. Check out the video I did with Borak, I think 5 days ago, where we discussed different charts, uranium and gold and silver particularly, and he called for this correction not to the tick, but he definitely had a firm belief, given what he does, that gold and silver were to correct, and he actually think that we're going a lot lower than we are today. So if he's right, this will not be the bottom of these prices. They will be a lot lower before eventually going higher, but definitely something is in the making. The gold to silver ratio up roughly 2%, 1.8% today. Want to zoom in here on the weekly, just a quick TA on this. This was the squeeze, and now we're actually breaking above. So instead of breaking down, which we really, really hoped, and we had many tries, but we just couldn't break it, and now we're breaking to the upside. That is why you're seeing gold and silver collapsing. That is why you're seeing rates spiking, Bitcoin also dumping. This usually, when you have these spikes here, is due to no liquidity. And yeah, depending on how high we spike, this could be very, very bad. But yeah, let's see whether we close. But definitely this is and could be the beginning of some short-term, a lot of pain in all sectors, in my view, because when you see these spikes here, you can see that's the 2008 spike, global financial crisis, the March 2020 event. So when you have these spikes, it means that something is very, very wrong. So yeah, that's also why I wrote on Twitter that, yeah, the Dixie up 1 point. Don't know exactly if that is true, because I think the data from yesterday is just incorrect. Anyways, it is up a lot today, but I don't think it's 1.1%. But anyways, it is up quite heavily. And also you can see, I think we're in for a bounce. We have a bit of a breakdown here, false breakdown back inside. And also we have a channel going down here. I think that will be broken. So I think we're going to 103.5, and then we will see what happens. But definitely, if you look at the Dixie against inflation, this could be the last bounce that it has before completely gives in to inflation. However, it is a strong one. Bitcoin here down 5%. I think it was more during the day. Also, just wanted to show you where it is, held. That is the inverted head and shoulders target acting as support. If that gives in, low prices will be coming very, very fast. But then for now, it is holding, only down 4.5%. During the day, it was, I don't know, I think 10%, 8%. So definitely some sort of shorter-term recovery, but we have broken some trend lines, and definitely, 41.5K we want to look for. The USD WTI, so this is oil again. We're still in this downward trend, but a big day up day, 3.6%. Until we break, I think still call for that $66 level here, but definitely that is a huge reversal. I don't remember what's calling it. I think it was some sort of crude inventory news, that comes out every week or whatever it is, and it came out, lower than expected, I guess. So definitely energy, oil here doing fantastic. GDX down 2.5%, gapping down below the neckline. Let's see what happens tomorrow, but definitely below that neckline is not ideal, but we have created a huge gap here. So still, same thing again, getting to the internal golden trend line there below our green supply zone, down 3.2% today. That's not ideal for sure. Uranium spot price up, I think 0.2%, 5% almost. The road to 100 is still in the making. Nothing new. Again, parabolic move here shorter term. Well, not short term, but you know, it's just going up and up and up. At some point in time, we will have some huge volatility, and hopefully go sideways for maybe like a year, whatever. It depends on how it reacts here. If it gets to 100, as mentioned yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, it could vacuum easily, boom, to 130. I doubt it, but that is a possibility because there are no trades here, no volume, so that could happen very quickly if we're lucky. URNM down 1% only today, which is all right. I am just waiting for that continuation above that high over there, especially the 50.5. That is what I'm looking for. We are breaking some trend lines. I have removed the channel that we had and added in the absolute outer trend line that we have. It's coming up. It's due within a week. So that will be very interesting to see. URNM against spot price again down at the trend line here. At least we have the good side of it, if there is a good side of it. You know, we have to look at the good side sometimes, is that we have made a lower low with divergence on the daily. So now we're just going to see, do we hold here and then we spike nicely, or do we go in for some sort of, you know, collapse down here, then we snap back, as we often do when we break such formations right here in time. I have no idea. Let's wait and see again the next week. I think the next week will be critical to hold that uptrend for URNM. And if we do, then we will also have that confirmed divergence. The US 10-year today, just a madness of a market, you know, up 1 point, almost 2%, I think, and then just came down again, I think, with the FOMC, down 0.5% here, just all over the place. Very tricky to, from day-to-day basis, very, very tricky. And yeah, that is what it is. You can also slightly see that we are trying to break a channel just some wicks above here. So you can see it's very well defined here. Anyways, okay, the Twitter stuff we will do right now. I don't have many charts, but I think I did just before I went on, I found some very good ones here. This is Blake Energy inverse head and shoulders on the daily. Over, I want to do it like this so you can see it on the screen, iPhone, whatever. Over 86.25 should be a quick and clean move to 88. Again, here bottoming pattern, you know, from September and down. And yeah, you know, roughly that, as he called, just a tad above 86 calls for a trigger. I think it maybe has already triggered, barely, but anyways, good call here again. You can also add, you know, the trend line coming across there. So you have the 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. And yeah, this looks really, really good. Again, oil doing great things today. That, of course, is good for, you know, XLE because that's mostly oil and gas. Oil and gas, I think. JC Parrott here, who shorted the Pfizer from June, you know, from 27 puts and bought calls again. Anyways, the text that he mentioned was not what I was interested in. You know, just again, one trend line, one supply zone. You can see it there, and you're getting a bounce. And sometimes that's all you need. You know, 1 or 2 lines, you know, support and resistance, a trend line, a channel, whatever. Keep it simple. Very often that works very much. EWM, are they still looking for, I don't know, doesn't even matter, but this is the Malaysian ETF, you know, trend line coming across. I think if you add it correctly, you will actually hit that top there. So some sort of beautiful, bigger, wouldn't call it an inverse head and shoulders, but definitely trying to break a roughly 1 year long resistance here at some point in time for the Malaysian markets. Who knew, right? Blake again here, small caps looks like a failed breakout after retesting and trying to turn supply into now demand. Weekly close below 195, and I would expect downside to accelerate. And he will be watching this one again. Again, one simple, you know, zone here, and you have, you know, all you need. Breakout here, topping tail, boom, huge red. Reversal here on the daily. No, it's the weekly, excuse me. And definitely, again, want to watch here again for the Russell. So the small caps cannot seem to accelerate to the upside. But again, as you mentioned, you'll be watching this for the week and how low it closes, I guess. Stage analysis, MSOS, cannabis ETF from the watch list, rebounded from its 21 daily EMA today on watch for a new stage 2 breakout. Actually, I found this chart very interesting when I saw it, and I added it to my, I had it, but I went looking at it, and I definitely have there are some setups for trading short-term, also long-term entries. So I will be looking into that for the next days, weeks, depending on how the chart looks. But right now, to me, you can add a line here across. Boom, we have that inverted head and shoulders trigger roughly 7.7. Also, we have a trend line coming down here, so you can actually have an early entry if you want to. Also, we have that massive pull into a flag here. Again, I'm just spitting out ideas for you guys, but definitely this looks like a trade that you can hold for a few weeks once we break here above that 7.7 or even 7.25 in this case. And you can actually aim for the highs here, or you have that inverted head and shoulders target. I don't know exactly what it will be, but roughly, quick calculation here, roughly 10. So definitely that seems like the high up there. It makes total sense. So again, uh, very, very interesting chart there. MSOS cannabis. Check it out if you agree or not. It is up to you. Case for silver bottom here again, hit here, there. In my opinion, I don't think so. I think the momentum here it's too much to the downside. Also, that move here up to there, if you do that fib, I think you're down here at roughly 21.5. So, but definitely a trend line that needs to hold here short term if we want to have any chance of holding here. But again, with the gold to silver ratio breaking up, as long as it's gaining every day, silver will not be gaining. That is for sure. So gold broker here, gold and silver with the bullish setup heading into 2024. Again, long-term rising wedge. And in this case, I also think we will blow off to the upside here again. But definitely long-term, this is 40 years worth of charts. So Borac, REGN, again, also a rising wedge, peaking to the upside. When it does that, in my experience, if you have a rising wedge, which is usually bearish, if it breaks to the upside, you often, and I say often, not always, but you suddenly see a huge surge, and then it comes crashing down. But that move, that end of a trend like blow off top can be very profitable, and you can do it very, very quickly. You can have a lot of percentage gains if you have that huge spike, and then it's over. I mean, maybe Baroque does it differently, but that's how I see these breakouts to the upside in a rising wedge. So anyways, thank you for that. The charts we will do very, very quickly. The 5 charts for today. I'm just going to show you some. This is GXU, and this is GobiX. Again, a stock that hasn't performed at all compared to Cameco, compared to Kazatomprom and all that good stuff. I just want to show, again, it hasn't broken out yet, but we are back to where we broke out in 2020. You can see there we have this internal golden band, which you can see all the way across, and we're now testing again here. So I'm looking to see what happens here, to see how big of a bounce we can get. And yeah, that could be, a turning point again. It is not the ideal setup, but definitely, these levels where you have that breakout, if they get tested again, that's often also where you find support. Obviously, we have dipped below here. But again, hopefully we can turn it into that kind of breakout. Let's see. Again, it's only for your information. Also, that entry right over here was just beautiful, 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 beautiful. I took that, still holding 50% of the initial entry at that point in time. I should have sold it all. It is what it is. GLO, Global Atomic. I just want to show you, many people are bullish Global Atomic. I mean, that kind of move here also surprised me. But again, anyways, we are back close to the neckline, close to the red zone here. And we are kind of like squeezing up here again. Just I will not say you have to be careful, but just watch what we do here within that rising wedge. Can we clear the neckline? Beautiful. That's very, very bullish. But often, more than not, we are going for a leg down here for Global Atomic, just to cleanse out a bit of all the bullishness that we have. And then maybe we can go higher, but definitely rising wedge right here below neckline and in this red, zone right there. So definitely look out for that if you have it or not. I mean, just be prepared. FUU, still, I won't use that much time on FUU. Still looking good. Haven't broken out yet, and it could go on for a long time. But again, when and if we break that level, roughly 0.48 to 0.5, maybe even that high. Anyways, you know, when we break that upper trend line right here, in my view, that is when, if you really get things going, we have the neckline there, we have the inverted head and shoulders, the neckline is holding, it's all setting up for a move higher, but it could take time. Again, do with it as you may. I'm invested in this one. And I have a third clip that I will spend when we break out. So Aya here, this is a gold silver miner. Again, just want to show you, I think I showed it before when I rewind my memory here again. Inverted head and shoulders, quite similar to the gold price. Again, when we break above that, let's call it 11.5, maybe a tad below. That's when this one should trigger. And you also have a beautiful move up here, sideways formation there, and then you can add on top, you know, the prices if this really gets going. Again, it could take some time, but definitely the setup is somewhat more or less perfect for me. So we'll look out for that 11.5-ish. That's totally up to you when you want to time it. If you want to go down to, you know, the lower time frames, you can also see that we have some sort of sideways action here again. That could be an entry again. I'm just waiting for that break. So yeah, that's really what I could do. I could also see it going a bit lower if these levels doesn't hold. So maybe you have a lower entry at some point in time. But definitely that level to look for, I just mentioned, is all it takes. Again, a smaller one, Viper again. Same thing again here as GoVX, down to that initial break. And, you know, it had a massive run up, roughly like 10x. We're back again here. That level is holding. We're in this blue channel here. So look for some sort of break up to the upside here. Then again, I think you could see this as Viper going higher. But so as long as that 0.085 holds, and remember, this is a $15 million company, very small, very tiny. But definitely, it's really holding on here at the previous bull market breakout levels. So to me, that's what I'm looking for. And I will buy that breakout at some point in time. Hopefully we'll get it soon. These are weekly candles, so it could take some days to get there. That is all for today, guys. Crazy day. One of the first 2 days of 2024 has been absolutely all over the place. Very, very, for me at least, very, very difficult to get any clearance. Let's see what tomorrow brings. We will see you in the next one, guys. Cheers. Bye.